Welcome to Morning Flow. This is Yanni. I'm Leo Gray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center, Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org. Or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule of classes and stop by the tip jar to contribute to these classes that we're offering. We're going to start out today sitting, seated, sitting or kneeling in a way that's comfortable to you. So you don't have to sit exactly like this. Find what's comfortable for you. Close your eyes if you like. Notice your breath. Letting it slow down and get deeper. Observing the movements of your breathing and the way those movements feel in your body. Expanding your awareness outward. Take in whatever sensations are present in your body in addition to those associated with your breath. Scanning your body to see how everything's feeling. Especially making note of anything that doesn't feel so good this morning. Any soreness or stiffness in your body, so that you can keep it in mind as we practice, knowing that, as always, you're free to skip or modify anything I'll be doing. Often you'll see Yanni doing something different than what I'm doing, and that's just Yanni listening to her body. You can follow what I'm saying and follow your own body. Whatever your attention is drawn away by something else, you can gently come back to noticing breathing, noticing what's going on in your body, finding the practice that's best for you, altering practice to suit your needs. If you wish to add to these shared intentions any intention of your own, you can go ahead and do so. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. Let your chin come down towards your chest. We'll begin with some slow, gentle circles of the head to open the neck. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. And look up towards the sky. Other ear towards your other shoulder. Really take your time. If there are any real tight spots, you can pause at the tight spot to rock back and forth. Go as slowly as you like. And as I'm doing this, I'll back up a bit and realized that there was part of my opening talk that I skipped. I was going to tell you where we were, because you've never seen this place before in these classes, because I've never taught from here before. We're in a hotel in San Cristo de las Casas. In the lobby of the hotel. It's mostly empty because they're doing some work on the hotel. When you finish the next circle, change direction. And they have thoughtfully asked the workers to pause their work while we have class here. So maybe they're on a coffee break. And I am drawing a mental blank on the name of the hotel for maybe nice. What's the name? Casa?
Rodrigo.
No.
Roberto.
Casas, somebody.
No.
No?
Isn't that the same? looks like the same because of.
No, you said something.
Rodrigo,
Okay, yeah, he's saying it's Casa with the.
Santiago,
That's it.
Santiago.
Hotel Casas Santiago. When you finish the next circle with your chin, and look forward. Hotel Casas Santiago. Thanks for having us. Reach your hands to the side. If you're ever in town there, just a weird hotel. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your left. Go the length from your hip up to your fingertips. With an inhale, bring yourself upright. As you exhale, come into a seated twist. Right hand to the floor behind you, left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Just see with each breath if there's a little further to go. If that feels helpful for you. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, come into the seated twist again. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Just see how much seems like enough. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward and down. And just follow the pace of your breath for a few more cycles of breath. I mentioned in a recent class when I was sitting on a concrete rooftop with no mat that you don't have to have a mat to practice. We hit the road on a road trip, planning to go to one place for a few days. Now we're on day 12, having continued on to several other places, and we only have one mat. So I'm on a towel. It is a yoga towel. It's about the size of a mat, and it's made for the hot yoga classes where you sweat a lot. But instead of using it on top of a mat, I'm using it instead of a mat, between some tile and cement and bricks. So you don't have to have a mat. You can practice anywhere. Mats are great. I love my mat. But we can practice without them. Never let lack of a mat keep you from practicing. After your next exhale, sit up. Tall again. Take the leg you have in front of the other one, lift your leg. Let the foot be loose, let the ankle be down. Interlace your fingers with your toes, or just grasp your toes. Maybe you're wearing socks because your toes are chilly, that's all right. Using your arm, move your foot in slow, gentle circles. Sometimes I see somebody and they're practicing in socks, and when I say grab your toes, they start to take their socks off. But you can keep your socks on. It's okay. Change direction. Release your toes. Cradle your leg in both arms or both hands, whatever grip works for you. Let the leg hang in the hip socket and make gentle, slow circles with your leg. Changing direction at some point. Maybe you already did. Put that leg down and lift the other one. toes. Gently move your foot in circles. And change direction. Release your toes. Support your leg with both arms and move your leg in circles. And change direction. Now let your leg down. Rest your hands on the floor in front of you and walk them forward as far as you can. Just find a loose, simple forward fold. Let your neck disengage and your head hang down. Think of breathing into your lower back or into wherever you feel sensation in this forward fold, this particular stretch of the back body. Maybe it's somewhere else. Inhaling, walk your hands back and sit yourself up. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. Take your time to get there. Bring your hips above your knees, shoulders above your wrists, or a little ways behind your wrists if it's too much pressure on your wrists to have your shoulders square right above your wrists. Reach back and press the ball of your left foot against the floor. Feel your leg lengthen. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back through the sole of your foot. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you like, bend your knee and reach back. See if you can take hold of your foot or ankle. Kick against your hand, lift your knee and your chin. Release, lower your hand and your knee. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. Take 2 or 3 more breaths with cow and cat. And after your next exhale, come back to table. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot for a couple of breaths. On an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. If you like, bend your knee and reach back and see about that bind and that additional stretching. Release, lower down, and take those breaths with cow pose and cat pose. And then we're going to transition to standing in a forward fold. You could use blocks under your hands here to ease the transition, give you more room to move your leg. Step your left foot up between your hands. It's okay if it takes more than one step, or if your hand helps your leg. Step your right foot up to meet it. Hang out in forward fold, bending one leg then the other, swaying back and forth, exploring movement as you like, maybe a little, maybe a lot. Heavy arms, heavy head. Hands might drag on the ground. hang in the air, or clasp your elbows. Shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, take eagle arms. If you take eagle, then move your elbows and hands forward and up. And then inhale, open up again. And on the exhale, cross your arms the opposite way. Inhale, open up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up. Look up at your hands and lift up your arms. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale to bend to your right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. We'll start into some sun salutations right after this sip of water. Inhale out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back to plank. If you prefer a shorter plank, let your knees down. Let your hips come down, align your shoulders and your knees, whichever plank you're in. Exhale, slowly lower down, all the way, elbows in flex. Press into your hands, and now lift your head and chest to the height that's right for you. Listen to your body, listen to your lower back each time. Exhale, rock back and up to downward dog, maybe passing through table on the way there. To ease your transition, pedal your feet up and down. Let your heels get closer and closer to the floor. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to hands to arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to plank. On an exhale, lower halfway or all the way if you like. And now to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold.
Inhale all the way up. Exhale, dance arm. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to plank. On an exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, back and up. 3 cleansing breaths and make your way to child's pose. Letting your knees down gently. Bury your child's pose any way you like. Maybe it's active, maybe it's passive. Focus on your breath and scan your body. Inhale, bring yourself forward and up to table. From table, we're going to take some deeper spinal twists, leading into an arm extension. We'll go to your right first. The twist starts at the waist and works its way up the spine into the arm. So starting at your waist, going to the right, inhale, twist through the lower back, middle back, upper back, reach your right arm out and up, look up towards your hand. Exhale, bring it down, reach across your body behind the other arm. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, open up, and reach up and look up. Exhale, come down and across. Once more. And take your time, gently let your right shoulder down. Let the right side of your head down to the floor. Maybe you stay there, maybe that's plenty to do for you. If you want to explore more, you have some options. You could reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. Or pick your foot up, reach back in the air with your foot. Or you could bring your left foot over by your right hand. Or you could skip all that, keep your knee on the floor. You might also reach your left hand straight up and let the arm rotate in the shoulder socket, like an owl turning its head. Or you could bend your elbow, reach the back of your hand to your lower back towards the opposite hip. If you moved your left hand, take your time, bring it back, plant it by your face. If you moved your left leg, likewise, take your time, bring it back in and plant your knee. Pressing into that left hand, big inhale, open up, reach up, then look up. Exhale, come down, plant your hand. Take a few breaths of cow and cat. And then we'll do all that for the other side. Now, at your next exhale, come back to table. Remember to start at the waist. Go to your left now. Inhale through lower back, middle back, upper back. Reach your left arm out and up. Look up towards your hand. Exhale, come down and reach across. 2 more times before we lower down and see about exploring those extensions. Take your time. Left shoulder comes down. Left side of your head. Stay there, roll through that. Reach back with your right foot. Bring it over by your left hand. You can keep your right hand planted or explore that rotation in the shoulder or that half line. Or a little bit of everything, like grounding like we're doing. If you move your right hand, take your time, bring it back, ground into it to stabilize. If you moved your right leg, bring it back in, plant your knee. Big inhale, open up, reach up, go. Exhale, come down. And again, take a few cow-calf breaths. Coming back through table. Step your left foot up between your hands. Again, you could use blocks under your hands to ease that transition. Now you could stay in this low lunge, or you could come to runner's lunge. Curl the right toes under and press into the right foot to lift your knee. Lean into your right hand. Inhale, reach your left arm forward and up and back. It's like 3/4 of a circle. Then up, exhaling forward and down. 2 more times. Inhale, up, forward and up and back. Exhale, up, forward, down. 1 more. Inhale, forward, up, back. Exhale, up, forward, down. If your right knee is raised, let it down. And uncurl your toes. Step your left knee back to the floor. Step your right foot forward. You could keep your legs like that, or if you like, curl the left toes under, press into your left foot to lift your knee, come up to runner's lunge. Leaning into your left hand, inhale, reach the right hand forward, up and back. Exhale, reach up and forward and down. 2 more times. And then step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. I'm going to play with some balancing poses. You're welcome to step over next to a wall or a steady piece of furniture if you like to have something to hold on to. Maybe the whole time, maybe just as needed. First, we'll play with tree pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your eyes on something directly ahead that won't move. And shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet planted. When you're ready, let the weight come into your right leg. Don't lock the knee. Pick your left knee up. Bring it out to the side, open in your hip. And bring your foot to your leg. Maybe your toes are on the ground, heel on your ankle. Maybe the sole of your foot on your calf. Maybe the sole of your foot on your thigh, just never pressing sideways on the knee. You can keep pressing your hands together here for steadiness, or send the branches of your tree out in any direction you like. And maybe your tree is still, or maybe there's a lot of breeze in your branches. Make sure you're breathing because all the trees are there. You can come out and start over anytime. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart. Pivot your knee forward. Reach your foot forward. And tip forward. Let that left foot come down. And pick the right foot up. Reach back behind you through the sole of your foot. Picture your body coming parallel to the ground. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Now you could use the wall or the furniture. You could also have blocks under your hands here. Some people even will bring their hands to their leg. You might play with moving your arms around. Maybe one hand stays on something for support. You can reach back or out to the sides, forward. Or just keep your hands at your heart. Pressing your hands together into your sternum can be nicely steadying. And here too, like with tree pose, you can come out and start over anytime. Maybe you decide to, maybe you just fall. Falling is part of the practice. Exhaling, lower your foot. Inhaling, stand up. Shake your legs and anything else you want to shake. Shake everything. And then we'll do that the other way around. Starting the same way, hands at your heart. Set your eyes on that fixed point to help you stay steady. Shift your weight back and forth. As many times as you like, there's no rush. When you're ready, bring weight to your left leg. Pick up your right knee. Open the gate of your head. Bring your foot to your leg. Do whatever you like with your arms. Maybe it's the same thing you did before. Maybe it's something else. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Pivot your right knee forward. Reach your right foot forward. Tip forward gently. Upping onto your right foot and lifting your left. Reach back through the sole of your foot. Do what you want with your hands and your arms. Keep breathing. Sometimes we hold our breath. It doesn't help. I don't know why we do that, but we do. Bringing your hands back to your heart if they're elsewhere. Exhale, lower your foot. Inhale, stand. Shake it out. Now let's have a seat. Give the legs a break. You think? Let's have a drink.
You didn't know those were my prompts. My blocks.
Oh, no. Would not have thought of using those as blocks.
Let's see what happened.
Yeah.
Let's read.
So sometimes you don't have yoga blocks. You might have throw pillows. So when we get to the part where I'm using blocks, I need to use pillows. You might have another yoga mat rolled up, a foam roller, a blanket. Props can be different things. They don't have to be things made for this. You could have something like this to use instead of your strap. When we get to that part, I'll have a strap in the anywhere. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back towards you. I'll shift back so my feet are on camera. It's helpful to see my feet. Inhale, reach up.
Exhale, fold down over your legs. And let your knees bend if they want to bend. As you inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward some more. And as you exhale, think of lowering down some more. Inhale and walk your hands up the front of your legs, using your arms to help you sit up. Use your arms to help your legs. Open your legs to whatever degree feels okay in your body. You're going to keep using the arms to help the legs. Bend the right leg, bring your right foot over to your left leg, like tree pose. Pivot your torso and your sternum at your left foot. Flex your left foot towards you. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your leg. Take a couple breaths. Maybe the fold gets a little deeper. Slowly reach your right arm. Nope. Slowly reach your left arm out to the side, turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down and reach towards your right hip. With the back of your hand, draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring the left hand back by your right hand. Reach your right arm to the side, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up again. Reach your arm up alongside your ear, reach your right hand overhead towards your left hand. Reach back up again and out to the side and swing your arm across, bring your right hand back. Walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Use your arms to help extend the right leg. And bend the left one, bring your foot across. Pivot your torso, flex your right foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Slowly open your right arm to the side and turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, bring your right hand back to your left hand. Reach your left arm way out to the side, turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your right hip, and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up again, reach your arm up alongside your ear, reach overhead towards your right. Reach back up and back out. Bring the left hand back to your right hand. Walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Using your arms, extend the left leg. Match the legs towards each other. Bring the soles of your feet to touch with a big space between your heels and your pelvis. Big space here. Long diamond inside the legs. And reach under or over your ankles. Walk your hands forward on the floor. Let your neck disengage, let your head down. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly walk your hands back and lift your torso. Keeping the soles of your feet together. Now bring them in as close as you can. This is maybe a more common hold. See in a lot of classes. Interlace your fingers and hold your toes in your hands. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in the seat closer to the floor. You can feel that happening as tilts your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward with your spine long. See how far the long spine will go. Doesn't matter how far it is. When it stops lowering, then let your head lower. Breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Lift your knees towards each other. With your feet planted, sit back as far as you can without tipping or lifting your feet. Reach your hands forward, arms alongside the knees. This is one of Yanni's favorites, and we haven't done it in a while. That's why she's laughing. You can grab your legs at any time, and you can take a break anytime. You lift your feet a little and take a couple breaths. Stay long in the spine. Think of the highest your feet can go and aim halfway. Take a couple breaths. Reach your feet as high as you can and take a couple breaths. If you shake, it means you're human. Everyone shakes when we do this. Lower your legs halfway, take a couple breaths. Lower most of the way, take a couple breaths. Let your feet down. Plant your hands on the floor out past the edges of the mat, slightly behind your hips. Walk your feet out by the edges of your mat or wider than hip width if you're not on the mat. Let your knees go back and forth. Walk straight in the way of that. As your knees go to one side, you can turn your head to the other side. Then bring your feet in closer, about hip width apart. You can determine hip width in the feet by putting your two fists next to each other between the tops of your toes, or a yoga block in the middle position is about the same size. And I'm going to turn around just so we have two different points of view. So you're going to come down onto your back, so you have your feet planted and your heels as close to your butt as they'll go. If you're using blocks, you might put a block between your knees, the same way in the middle position. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale to lift your hips up for bridge pose. If you want deeper heart opening here, you could wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other and clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels. If you're clasping your hands, release them. Exhaling, slowly let your hips come down. Explore floating up and down in bridge a few times at your own pace. Inhaling as you lift up. Exhaling as you lower down. You can challenge yourself by going higher, or moving more slowly, or taking extra breaths at the top. Or you add in the arm movement that Yanni's doing, lifting the arms up and back as you lift the hips, lowering the arms forward and down as you lower your hips. That's called a floating bridge. You can pause at the top for extra breaths or at the bottom. And we'll make our way to floating bridge. Pause at the top of the movement, and with your hips lifted, put your block or whatever prop you're using instead of a block under your sacrum, the bony plate at the base of your spine, and lower down onto your block. Think of sending your breath there, right to where that support is holding you up. This helps your body to accept the support and release against it. When you're ready to come out of your supported bridge, press into the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up. Remove the prop from underneath you. Exhaling slowly, lower down. Pause on the ground after you touch down. Move your props out of the way. Draw your knees to your chest, hug your knees, and rock and roll to massage your back against the floor.
Whatever movements feel good in your back. And you might even vary the movements by making opposite circles with your knees. A little more exploration of the hips, maybe feeling into the space, the additional space that's opened up through practice. Grab your strap or whatever you're using instead of a strap. Maybe it's a scarf, maybe it's a belt. Run it under your feet, hold one end in each hand. Reach your hands and feet up, stay grounded, keep your sacrum, shoulder blades, and back of your head on the floor. Point your toes out. Point your toes down. Let your feet relax. Slide your feet apart, keeping them inside the strap. Some folks like to make a loop out of their strap or use one of those scarves that is made in a loop. And then you don't have to keep your hands on there when you do this part. Then you can't open your feet as wide, but it's a trade-off. People have different preferences. Slowly bring your feet back towards each other. Take your right foot out of the strap, press the back of your right leg against the floor, and hold the strap in your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side. Keeping your shoulders grounded, draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Bring it all back to center. Take the strap in your left hand. Press your right hand down on the front of your right hip bone. You want to keep the right cheek on the ground, keep the pelvis level to the floor. Let your limbs fall open to the left. You can adjust the position of your arm, the gentle guiding tension of the strap as you like. Maybe your hip keeps opening some more, or maybe you just let your arm go slack and let the leg rest where it is. If your leg's hanging in the air, some people don't like that sensation, and they'll tuck a prop under the leg so it's not hanging. Maybe your leg will surprise you, touching down to the floor. Maybe not. Very gently to come out of this one, bring those limbs back up to center. Raise your right leg, step into the strap. Take your left foot out, press the back of your left leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Draw your leg over to the left and turn your head to the right. Softly come back up to center. Take the strap in your right hand. Press down on the front of your left hip. Let your limbs fall open to the right. Nice and easy, come back up to center. Lift your left leg, draw your knees in, set your strap aside. Reach your feet up, reach your hands up, take hold of your feet and legs. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Whenever you feel complete with inverting, you can make your way to your final resting pose. And maybe that's the traditional corpse pose, or maybe it's something else. You can conclude your practice in any posture where you can be comfortably still. These final minutes to quietly breathe. Maybe just focusing on your breath, or an intention that you set for your practice, or simply unfocusing. Give yourself some deeper breaths. Begin to move around bit by bit. Movements gradually grow bigger. Moving mindfully, taking your time. When you're ready, gently sit up. Notice if you use a scarf instead of a strap, you can put it over your eyes for Shavasana. Bring your hands up on your heart. Thank you for sharing practice today. Light within